I guess I owe you all a final video in the series, how I lost over 90 pounds in 29 weeks. For the record, I am now 36 weeks in, and I'm now down a total of 97 pounds, weighing in at 218. And if you haven't done so, I hope you've had a chance to go and watch the previous 2 videos in the series. In the first video, I'll give you my background and hopefully give you something to relate to as a man and dispel the myth that men cannot talk about health or take these GLP-1 medications. In the second video, I discuss my workout routine and highlight the benefits of GLP-1 medications. This includes improving your health markers, reversing some health conditions, and the protective qualities of the medicine for cardiovascular health and to protect against cancers tied to the disease of obesity. In this last video, I will talk about my nutrition and supplementation while on this journey. These are things that I do, and there may be better methods or supplements out there. These are just things that work for me. Again, while I hope anyone out there can find inspiration or motivation from these videos, I'm speaking specifically to men. My overarching goal is to change the narrative around men talking about their health, changing their health outcomes, and to make it okay for men to take and talk about using these GLP-1 medications. Now, of course, I want to preface this with the fact that I am not a medical provider. I am not providing medical advice. I am speaking to my journey and things that work for me. Please speak to your own provider to ensure that you are getting a proper care for yourself. Now, as far as nutrition goes, I targeted between 1,800 and 2,000 calories a day and 140 to 150 grams of protein per day. The additional protein was to feed my muscles, taking into consideration my workout and weightlifting regimen. As previously mentioned, I am a 2-time bariatric patient, having the lap band in 2009 and the gastric sleeve in 2015. Having the sleeve makes it really hard for me to eat above that 1,800 to 2,000 calories per day, especially with the use of GLP-1 medications, which suppress appetite and eliminate cravings. Now, 1,800 to 2,000 calories per day are about where I would target just being a gastric sleeve patient. And the medication makes it so my food noise is silenced. I'm not overeating or essentially craving sugars or thinking about what my next food or snack is going to be. So when eating, I am always prioritizing protein first. So if I do get full, I do at least get the protein in, which can keep me fuller longer and aid in my muscle retention. Now, this is something that I borrowed from my bariatric journey. After all, I am still a Bari patient. Another thing I borrowed is when I drink around my meals. I drink about 30 minutes before my meal. This is to help the feeling of fullness. Also wait about 30 minutes after my meal to start drinking again. This is to not wash the food out and to also not dilute any digestive enzymes in my stomach. Outside of about 4 weeks at the start of my journey, I do not check calories. I did this for about a month to develop a rhythm around my food intake and to understand how much and what I can eat, and I kind of stuck to that. As far as supplementation goes, there are a few things I do every day, some of which are carryovers from my Bari journey. I take a bariatric specific multivitamin, which includes iron, on a daily basis. And what you will find is that many multivitamins out there do not include iron. So if that's the case, you may have to take a separate supplement in order to get your iron intake in. Now, this multivitamin has all the essential macronutrients that I need in order to meet my daily allowances and to allow my body to function correctly. The next supplement I take is calcium citrate. This is for my bones and for my muscle and nerve health. And I take this about an hour after I take my multivitamin. This is because there is a interaction between calcium and iron, which impacts the absorption of iron into your body. Electrolytes. I use a brand called LMNT, which is sugar-free but provides sodium, magnesium, and potassium. I put 1 pack in 40 ounces of water to start my day. The instruction calls for the use of 16 to 32 ounces, but I like to dilute it a little bit because it tastes better for me that way. And if you're wondering, electrolytes are essential for your cells, your muscles, and your nerves, so I make sure I get those in on a daily basis. Lastly, I take a pre and probiotic on a daily basis. I initially started using Olly's peach pre and probiotic as a gummy, but I discovered it only had 500 million CFUs. So when I ran out, I switched to another brand. This brand is called Olly, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this one has 300 billion CFUs. So that's better for the gut bacteria and gut health. Prior to switching to this new brand, I was dealing with a lot of loose stool from my use of Marilax and Mago 7, which I've been using to fight my constipation. But since switching, my stool has been reconstituted, and that just shows how essential pre and probiotics are for your gastrointestinal health and your digestive health. And one other thing I'm trying to get on a daily basis is fiber. I've been lacking in this area, so I did order some additional fiber supplements. I take a gummy fiber every day, but it only has about 6 grams of fiber in it. So I'm looking at some additional sources to mix in with my drinks and whatnot so I can get those in. And I think that will also help with my digestive and gastrointestinal health. So that is my story. I hope you got something out of these videos. I hope it inspires you or someone you love to start looking at starting their own GLP-1 medication and changing their health outcomes. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support.